Hey guys, welcome back to the course. So in this lecture, we're going to talk about how does an entrepreneur go about in a methodical way tackling an opportunity and building a business. Now, I'm not going to get into the specifics of it. I'm just talking about how do you understand this from a phase approach. Generally, there's something an entrepreneur does at the beginning, and generally there's something an entrepreneur will do towards the end. So it's very helpful for you to understand this if you're not familiar with it. The first thing that happens with any new business idea is the entrepreneur recognizes there's an opportunity. They'll recognize there's a problem, or they'll recognize that they can use a technology to apply a benefit, or they recognize that there's something they can do to make a lot of money. That's the first phase. It's just noticing it. Then in the second stage, the entrepreneur takes that opportunity and moves into the conceptualization or the concepting stage. This is the stage typically where the entrepreneur realizes there's an opportunity, is okay with pursuing it or at least studying it a little bit more, and now they're trying to conceptualize what exactly is the opportunity. At this point, they might be asking customers, they might be asking their friends, their family, what they think about this business idea. They'll start asking questions about whether or not the problem that they'd identified or the opportunity they've identified, is it a real problem and is it a real opportunity? They'll start doing basic research, looking at markets, how much money's in them, what's missing from them, whether or not it's a lucrative area to move into. It's all the general broad kind of back work that leads them to then go into more specific planning. Now, planning is then the actual stage of gathering resources, figuring out exactly how you're going to tackle this opportunity. This is the point where you'll come up with a business model, as in you'll come up with a way to make money off of this opportunity. So lots of different business models. We'll talk about them later in the course, but to give you some examples, there's companies that sell through office stores. They are called retail. There's companies that sell online. It's called e-commerce. There's companies that sell subscription services. Lots of different ways of charging for something that customers want or add value. You need to pick the one that's appropriate for your business. At this point, this is where the entrepreneur is figuring out what resources they can use. Now, keep in mind, resources doesn't necessarily just mean money. It does mean money, but it also means access to other people with money. It also means access to social capital. Who do we know that could be helpful, could give us referrals, could network with, or could introduce us to capital? They also think about whether or not they have the skills or the specific knowledge and experience to tackle this market. In the business planning stage, this is where they bring everything together and they make a decision about whether or not to go forward. Then in the last stage, it's the actual launch. It's taking everything you planned, everything you devised, and all of the resources you brought together to do this and actually going out and trying. Now keep that in mind. So generally you're going to spot an opportunity first, and you're going to think about it. You're going to try to figure out whether or not it is something that's real and it's not just you. In the second phase, you're going to try to conceptualize it. Figure out how exactly you could build a product or a service to solve that problem or deliver that benefit you think. And you're also going to try to understand how big the market opportunity is. You're going to look into more research. You're going to look for competitors. Third phase, you plan, you bring everything together, you figure out what resources you have, who you're going to start this with, what market you're going to go after first, what are you going to call yourself, what's your logo, then you actually launch. That's how it works. Step 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay guys, questions, clarifications, group discussion. Otherwise, see you in the next lecture.